million shares of volume. Now, for those people who love to trade pre-market, who love to wake up early
Good
at
morning,
7 a.m.,
Bitcoin
6 a.m.,
traders.
5 a.m.,
Good
you might have
evening.
already been watching at this thing. It's
Depends
probably
where
on your
you are.
radar.
Welcome to another
And
day
maybe you've already
trading
had a great
here
day,
at
right? I
PK
mean, it's
Global
possible
Markets.
here with this
Your boy
incredible move
PK.
that we've had. Now, this
Yeah,
thing got up
it's been
in
quite
price
slow
pretty
actually.
quickly and earlier with some
Things have
lighter
been
volume.
very slow.
But
The
over the
market has been
last,
just
let's say,
grading.
30 minutes or so, the volume has been all
But
right.
here we
Still
go,
could be
another
higher, right?
day,
We've been
another
pushing around
opportunity to
30,
see
40,
what's in
50,000
there.
shares. But some people
Usually when it's
definitely
slower,
will
it's,
have
it's, it's
made their
crucial for me
day
to
already.
keep my
So, context. The
exercise
market has been a
discipline
little
rather
cold recently.
than
The
trading, and
last two and
also
a
to
half, 3
Market
make
weeks
is
sure
has
that you
been
open.
can
very,
discipline yourself, and
let's say,
if there's any
lackluster.
opportunities that
There's
come
been
along,
opportunities, but
as
nothing
usual,
memorable, nothing
market is
crazy.
opened
Is today the first
a
day
bit
of
late to the
us seeing
party,
something
but it
again?
is what
That's
it
what I'm
is.
thinking, that's what I'm wondering. The second stock is up 67%. This one is up 100%. That's not bad, right? Compared to last week, if we go back
What
to
can I
Friday,
say?
the highest percentage move was maybe
Let's see the downtrend as
30%,
well.
for anything above
Usually on the
$1,
market opening,
especially.
that's when you start to see things moving
So,
up, but
if today is the
not
first
today.
day again of us picking
BFRIG,
back up, if they turn back on, look at that jump to
another stock as well
1450
I'm
there.
looking at.
If they turn back on the
A bit of
momentum here,
an expensive stock,
I think
and
we
this one
have to be
is
prepared. We have to be
trending
ready,
higher.
right? And so for everyone who is already consistently
I
making
like this already
gains,
anyway.
if this thing
It's
proves
pushing
to
up.
us that it's going to continue to be strong and maybe go up to 15, 16, 17, we have to flip that switch and get active. For everybody else who's still in the learning curve, but you still want to take it slow, you still want to, keep practicing, right? You don't want to rush and jump the gun and try to size up or anything crazy like that. So I'm going to start off here with some trend lines, and I'm hoping today is the first day because I'm ready to go. I feel ready. I've been very patient throughout this last, couple of weeks here, just taking it slow. Don't mind bringing some fire here today. We got a high of 1475. So looking at the daily chart, I'm not going to map out a low because we've been pushing up
Executed.
so steadily. But looking at the daily chart, it seems like we might have had all-time highs at 1833. I can double check that here. Yeah, it seems like so recent IPO going back to July 13th of last year. Not bad, right? Not bad. So 1833 could be a good target here.
Yeah, the market is slower than the usual.
I wonder if the
stuff,
overall market is gonna. I mean, we did have a good day on Friday, right? The
let's see
overall
how
market
we
had a
do
good
today.
day Friday after an extended pullback, we can say, over a few weeks. It's the cycle, the hot and cold cycle that's
key thing is to
imminent,
make sure that
right?
we
It's
maintain
imminent.
our calm,
It always will occur and happen.
calmness. Make sure that we
So SGMT,
stick to the rules.
for me, if we can continue higher,
If it's not happening,
I'll
the way
keep
we
an
want,
eye out
we'll
for the
cut the
opening
loss straight away
surge.
and just leave it.
If we open up and it's just ripping, if there's an entry, I'll look to take it, but I'll have to be careful because there's going to be a lot of
the
risk.
market is at the
The
cooler
last
side
thing
of
I need
things
to do is to
anyway.
be super aggressive early and then go deep
So
into the red early. And if this thing is a flop, hello red day, just like that. So I still got to be careful into the open to make sure that it's good. So I'm going to try and gather some information, and the moment I see something that is familiar in terms of what works, then I'll be getting involved. Other than that, let's see here. So we got RVSN, right? So this one is still making new highs. Come back to it here in a sec. RVSN, on the other hand, this one, let's see here. We can get rid of that trend line. So this one we have a high of 328.
yeah, the price action is
328 for today's high.
It's going everywhere.
Since then we've pulled back.
The moment we're seeing these two
and we've had lows all the way down here, 211 for lows. So it's a pretty good size range for this cheaper stock. Let's see. So recently we've been consolidating sideways, and we've had a high in there around 240s. I'm going to put a trend line here. So I'm going to have 45, so I'll use that as a reference. But I'd like to see us get back over 40, 45, and essentially break a VWAP Can we get back over 250? If we do, slowly, it doesn't have to be like in one move, one candle, but slowly can we like uptrend back towards those highs? You guys will realize every day, right? For the people who are not the students will already know this, but if you're a casual viewer, you'll realize that I always like to see a stock uptrending. It's so rare for me to really be trading something that's downtrending. Now, if something is going sideways, and there's a lot of, if this, as for example, SGMT, it's an expensive stock, it will naturally
That's a
have more
crazy
range. It can go from 1450 to
How
15
can
and
someone
back
trade
down
that?
1450, and it'll have that range. If a stock like that moves sideways, I can do well trading it, right? But by
Executed.
positioning myself in lower risk areas, trying to buy a little lower, selling a little higher,
That was a
and
crazy
repeating the
move.
process hundreds of times if that's what's necessary. Now, when the stock is going down, it's a little bit more tricky because inherently we're just a little bit weaker, right? We're weaker. We're not holding up the lows as well. We're coming down and flushing down. And so I like to stay away from those stocks. There's still opportunities to make money, especially if you're going short or if you're timing the dips properly. But if you're not having good timing,
Auto
I
resumption.
think it's just
Wow.
naturally a little harder, right? So for obvious reasons, right? It's just going down. So anyhow, RVSN, I have some blue lines here, so some daily levels that's been mapped out. And the first one is at $2, which we're above, which is not bad. That's going back to May of last year. And before that, let's see, we had 314, which was the high of March 31st of last year. 314. The 245 level is the low of that day, but it might not be as significant. But being that I have 250 at the VWAP, I'll leave it there just for reference, kind of the
I
visuals
wonder
like,
what
hey, can we
flow
get
they
above
get there.
40 50 area? So that I'll leave. But yeah, 314 and then 328 for the highs. If we get over 328, hey, can we see $4?
F8 in the sword.
RVSN up
598.
64% with 6 million shares of volume. And I can double check the yeah, the float isn't bad. SGMT
Yeah, it's gonna go higher.
1530. So anyhow, quickly, BFRG is continuation. I will keep this one on watch. I'll keep an eye on it. If we get over after our highs from Friday, which is at 596, I think it could be worth watching if volume gets in there nicely. That's BFRG. Other than that, there's LYT, which is
Usually
a
when it's
cheaper stock below $1. This one
resumption,
moved up last week to 27
we'll
cents,
see how
but
it will
sold off.
open.
And today is
At
bouncing
the
back a little
moment,
bit. So far, we
stock
got a
is at
high
hold.
of 16 cents. So I'll keep an eye on this one here as well. That blue line there at 17
Let's
was
see
the
how it
pre-market
opens.
low from
Current
Thursday.
price
At
4
27 was the
641.
high in pre-market that day. So the intraday
And I
high
see this pushing all the way
was
to the
at
$7 mark.
22.30. So I'll put another blue level there.
I
And that'll
think right
wrap it
now
up
we will
here. I mean, we
begin
can
to
put in
see
some lows as well, right? The low of the
the
consolidation
cooling
here
of the
today has
market.
been 12.95, 12.95 or so. Let's see.
Yeah.
Well, 12. No,
Let's
I'm
see.
looking
Let's
at the
go to
high.
the next
The
one
low is at
actually.
12.10, 12.10 to 12.05 area.
See
Well,
if there's
yeah,
anything to
LYT.
trade there.
We'll see how this one does with the main stock coming back to
Yes.
it.
And
Will be
yeah,
SGMT.
that's
So
a
I gotta
sell
make
off.
sure my share size is set. I need something to where I can make money, but also not get
Should I
blazed
break the view up?
if I happen to be wrong. There's a 2 minute warning, by the way. So I don't know. I think for me, I'm gonna start with 1,000 shares. I can lose a lot of money with 1,000 shares, but it's pretty safe share size for me at this point. Can I lose 50 cents and be down 500 start a day? Yes, but I accept that risk. Now, if it goes in the other direction and it's strong and it continues, maybe it halts up, then I can get myself up to $1,000 pretty quickly, then increase size and really look to like press this day, right? So 1,000 shares will do it for me. LYT, I'll just put like 5,000, 6,000 size there for small size to start. So let's make sure everything is zoomed in and looking good. We don't need any issues into the open. And lastly, guys, remember our disclaimer, right? Remember that day trading, like any other business in the United States of America,
I'm
is
just
risky.
using market
Day trading is risky. A lot of people are having a
limit
hard
order
time,
so
so
that I
make
won't pay the
sure
commission on it.
that you're being disciplined about your approach. Make sure that your approach is low risk, right? Utilize the simulators out there. Utilize a small amount of cash as you learn how to trade. Remember that live streams and recaps are never an invitation to copy trade. Copy trading is one of the quickest ways to blow up an account. You have to understand the style, the strategy. We're hyper scalping, taking hundreds of trades in a day. Lastly, remember I do not invest for my subscribers. So I'll never reach out to you randomly and start a conversation. I'll never reach out to you and try to ask for money or personal information. I will never message you first. Stay safe out there. Be careful with the scammers. And let's have a great trading day. We got a couple seconds to be open. I'll take a sip of water.
Yeah,
And
the
by the
key
way,
is
hit
to
that
be
thumbs up,
it's
guys. Hit that
the key
thumbs up.
thing here is to be patient and wait for the
Hit
price
that
to come
thumbs up
back
as we're
to
heading
you,
into the open.
because
SGMT. Talk
we
to us
haven't seen
nicely
that
here.
hot
Here we go.
market where we see the momentum going up and up. As you can see, it's
Oh, I'm lagging.
struggling
Oh, no.
to
Wow.
pass through the
Oh,
fuel.
that should have been a $300 winner. It's going to be a losing trade. That was in a temp of the opening surge. So starting the day off, getting swiped here. Low of 1450.
Executed.
1450 seems to be holding. The volume is not as high as I would have thought so far. I'm going to ease off and just wait a little bit. If we break 1450, I'll get back involved. The halt is at 1650. So the halt level here is fairly tight. And we got LYT, cheaper stock, making a big move early. Okay. All right. Didn't love that.
Executed.
It's a good push, but like back down to 15 is not great. Okay, back up to 1560. There's a break of 16. Damn, that was a brutal spread. I got a good fill though.
I made
That's
decent
dangerous.
firebacks on
It
that,
looks like
but
it might be
that's
coming down.
the main stock anyway to trade.
That was a good trade there.
Let's go back
It's
to the
all
main
over the
stock. I
place
think
here to
it's
start.
back on resumption.
That spread
BFRD,
right there was 1520.
main stock of today.
Oh, 1515 by like 1570. That could have been a disaster. It's like an instant 50-cent loss, which you don't want. But it's choppy. This stock is choppy here. I'm wondering if I should switch over to LYT. Perhaps I'm gonna take a starter on LYT here. The candle to make the new high will be at 1397 and then 1440. It's like a false breakout. I should have sold all. LYT is gonna give a false breakout. Let me take off my show trades here. This gets in the way. A little disappointed there, LYT, but you know, good attempt, right? The 1 minute candle made the new high for the 3-bar play, but it's gonna come back down. A $300 loss on this SGMT is a scratch trade, so I'm not worried about that. But just, you know, it's a little choppy, right? We start off, we have a lag where we should have had a nice green trade. And then the dips are not holding up, the highs are not holding up. There's a bigger drop there. Again, I don't want to be aggressive because, or let's say I want to be careful about being aggressive because the market is like slow right now for small caps. So if it's not going to be spectacular, I don't need to be putting out spectacular share size. If I'm to go up to 3-4K size, this thing needs to be ripping up like, halting up and going crazy. That way, even if I lose, I feel good about the trades I'm taking, right? That way the risk is it's still there, but it's like not as high. You can feel comfortable. How's BFRG looking? LYT. Oh, okay, BFRG. I had it off screen. This is why this one is on watch. So good high of day at 594. There's a halt at 640. I'm too late. It's already getting halted up. This is good. Break of 590 was the entry, right? 596. Friday's high. False halt. Now, even here,
Executed.
I don't know. We'll see. This has to prove to me. It has to prove to me that it's good, right? Because we had some brutal resumptions last week. But this has a good daily setup going. Let's see what it does here. Guys, if you're
Executed.
watching on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch, be sure to hit that thumbs up. Hit that thumbs up. Consider subscribing to the channel if you are a new viewer. Let's get up there to 200 likes. 200 likes. SGMT probably will have a good bounce at some point.
Executed.
LYT, I'm waiting here to see if we can end up getting some separation over 14, 15, let's say 14.50 and 15 cents. It's currently at the lows. How well will we do here? The low of the consolidation, that is.
Executed.
It was a bounce at 44.
Yeah, we'll call it a day anyway. It is what it is. Yeah, the market is not hot yet, but I've lost half of my profits in one trade, so I'm gonna call it a day. I walk away with $13.58. Yeah, I think today we are beginning to see the warm up of the market.
The resumption will be in a few minutes.
So I can see this thing is
still
selling
watching
off
at these
now,
other
so
two in the
I won't touch
meantime.
it anymore. I'll leave it as it is.
Let's see.
It is what it is.
40
Another
and
day
51
trading.
seconds for the
We'll call
resumption.
it quit.
About 2 or 3 minutes.
I only trade half an hour a day anyway, so yeah. I'm gonna stick to the rules.
If
Rules are
LYT
rules,
holds up this
and rules are there to
consolidation, I might
protect
be
me.
interested.
Another day trading, ending with $13.58.
SGMT, I'm not